Nolan, start with you. Obviously, some of the guys that were hitting around you last year are not here, but still some talented bats around you. Do you adjust your approach at all based on anything? What's your focus going into the season?
No, the approach pretty much stays the same. Did well last year with it. I'm going to keep it going, and I know the guys that are going to be surrounded by me this year are just as talented as last year and have just as much of power and control of their bat as we did last year. Brugge coming back and Aidan coming back, and then Jason Jones transferring in. We got some really good bats in the lineup, and then some younger guys that are going to step up. But just going to keep focusing on what I did last year and keep winning pitch by pitch, and just try to get myself on base so I can help our team out.
Josh talks, sounds like you're maybe getting a little bit more versatility defensively this year, or being asked to do some different things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I love it. I'm just trying to, widen my range on the defensive scale. This off season was a big thing for me, and playing left or right, and then I've been getting a lot of work at first base too. Just being ready for whatever comes at us this season, and whatever Coach Holliday asks of me.
Preseason player of the year in the Big 12, and then you guys are picked to win the Big 12, and then Broader Scope in the regional 11 years in a row around here. How do you guys embrace expectations as you enter a new season?
Yeah, we look at it and we're super proud and happy, of all the recognition that we get, preseason stuff based on the respect that we've earned from other teams and other coaches and the media. But it's just making sure we stay focused on what's the task at hand, and just staying each day, going day in and day out of focusing on our team and focusing on the things inside these walls, and not trying to get caught up in the wrap of everything that's that comes inside of everybody telling you what to expect and whatnot.
Aidan, as you look at kind of your role, you've been asked to play a bunch of different spots, hit at different places in the lineup. As you go into this season, do you feel kind of the same versatility being a key part of your game?
Yeah, I've been working at multiple spots still, kind of the same all over the infield, and I'm going to do whatever they ask me to do, so, yeah.
How are you feeling physically?
I feel great. Yeah, I'm healthy. Yeah, I feel really good. I'm ready to go.
When you have 6 position players back, Aidan, what's that do when you have that? You have some holes to fill, obviously, and on the pitching staff too, but when you have that many position players back, what's that do for you guys?
It's huge. I mean, just based on experience alone, I think that's a big thing. Guys have been here and played in big games, meaningful games, won big games, lost big games, and I know all the guys that came back are still kind of hurting from last year, and I think it just kind of gives us the hunger. Yeah, it's good.
Guys in the middle, the 2 hitters, and I may ask the pitchers a question on this too. I'm doing a feature on bat selection, and I know there's not as many choices with aluminum bats as there are with wood bats, but I checked, Nolan, I think you swing at 34 and a half.
Yeah.
Just tell me how you select your bat. Tell me what goes into that and what's important.
Yeah, coming in here as a freshman, I swung at 34 and just kind of messing around. I felt we had an old 34 and a half that we brought out from the equipment room one day, and I liked the extra whip that it gave me in my swing. Felt that it gave me an extra little bit of juice, which I'm always one to take a little bit more. But no, it just felt comfortable. I felt like I could control the bat. I've always liked the 2-piece better. So we're a DeMarini school, so that meant I was swinging the goods. So I felt comfortable with the goods. Just really getting reps with it, and it's a little bit more end loaded, which I like for my swing. Gives me a little bit more power towards the end. So it was a pretty easy choice for me. I like that little extra half-inch with the metal bat. Wood bat, I might be at 34, but metal, I'll go 34 and a half. And I just swing the goods because I like the 2-piece.
I'm a little bit of the opposite. I could probably swing a 34. I know I probably should, but I use the 33 and a half. I use the goods as well. But I use the 33 and a half because I like to swing hard. So just can kind of whip that thing around and control it a little more. That's a little smaller, so that's kind of what I look at.
You like
I take the grip off and flare my knob, so it's kind of like a wood bat.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. I'll tape up towards the knob so it's kind of a smooth, and then my pinky hangs off as well, off the knob.
Pitchers, my question to you, do you notice bats when guys come up? Because that tells you a little bit about their character, what they're swinging, doesn't it? Or do you even notice?
I'll be honest with you, I don't notice that much.
They got some bright colors going around this year, but that's all about. They're usually gray, but we got some blues and some brighter colors. So that's about all we see.
Gabe, as you go into this year, you did a lot of things last year, started, closed, and everything in between. Do you have an ideal spot for yourself, and what do you want to kind of show yourself, particularly early this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year I have an opportunity to be a weekend guy for us. So hopefully starter my role this year. But if I'm out of the pen, closing, relieving, either one, I'm ready to go and attack and try to give my team a win.
For both Gabe and Drew, got some newcomers in the pitching staff. Just kind of what have you thought about those guys? Anything stand out about the guys that you brought in?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we reloaded out of the portal. We got some really good freshmen who I think are going to be really good, maybe for this year, hopefully, and in the coming years, they've continued to develop really well. And then the guys out of the portal, they've stepped in. They've been great. They're going to fill some big roles that we need for this year and pitch a bunch of innings. So I think we're pretty happy with what our pitching staff looks like right now.
How tall the pitching room is. Have you noticed an increase in height around you?
Yeah, there is a big increase in height. I think we got like 10 guys over 6'5", so makes us normal heighted guys feel a little bit small when we're doing all the drills and everything, for sure.
Gabe, is there a trick to using your height to your advantage, learning how to use your body in the right way to make it an advantage?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely advantages and disadvantages of being 6'9". But, I mean, I'm definitely blessed in the aspect of being able to use my long levers and be able to throw hard. And, I mean, honestly, it's just trying to, hammer my mechanics and make sure that I'm, staying consistent and making sure my release is always the same. But other than that, I would say it's definitely an advantage.
Gabe, you talked about what you'd like to, accomplish this season, or the role you'd sort of like to grow into. How specifically, how have you improved from where you were when last season ended?
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity I got this summer to be able to go and play for Team USA was an unforgettable experience. I feel like that's just kind of gave me confidence going into this year, just trying to repeat what I was doing the last couple of months of last season. I felt like I was in a good groove, and I was command was there. I felt like I was just attacking hitters the way I know I can attack them. So just trying to keep that going, and this fall taking a little bit of a break, trying to get my body back to being healthy was the biggest thing for me. Now I'm just trying to arms at 100% healthy, just trying to get back into that groove of where I was last year.
Was confidence, was that ever an issue for you, just maybe not feeling like you had enough confidence, or is that just one of those things after your experience this summer, you're just even more confident than you were before?
I would definitely say, I definitely had some issues with, being confident on the mound, trusting my stuff and believing in myself. But, after this summer and proving what I could do, I mean, I feel like I'm in a good spot, and I feel like just trying to take that confidence and build on it.
Nolan and Aidan, just the schedule you have in the beginning of the season here, facing the, teams that you might see later on down the road. Does that excite you to kind of see what you got early on here, or does it matter to you?
No, I think it's definitely exciting. You're kind of thrown into the fire right away. Last year I remember Josh talking to us about that, if we liked it or not, and I know pretty much all of us said, yeah. It gets you prepared right away to lock in and be ready to go right out of the gun. And then it kind of shows you what you're going to be facing up in regionals and, postseason play. So I love it. It's going to be, you're going to challenge yourself a little bit, and it's going to set you up great for the rest of the season.
I agree. I think playing a weak non-conference schedule does no good for you. We haven't done that since I've been here. My freshman year, we went to Vanderbilt, and then last 2 years we've opened at Globe Life against really good teams. So, yeah, I think it's really good for us because you got to play in those meaningful games at the end, and yeah, I just don't see what you get out of playing a weak non-conference schedule.
For either of the pitchers that wants to answer, what stands out about Ethan Lund?
I mean, he's a big lefty that throws hard. He's got a lot of stuff. He's very talented. I think he's going to give us a really good shot this year to, get wins for us. I mean, we got a lot of young freshmen that are very talented, and I think we got a pretty good staff.
Nolan, one of the things when I asked Coach about you, the first thing you brought up was your consistency. Where does that come from, and is that something that you feel is important to your game?
Yeah, for sure. That kind of was put in my head at a young age. My dad was a high school coach, so he kind of just growing up in the gym with him coaching and just teaching me to stay consistent and pushing me each day. And I kind of just took that into my game and just thinking that if I stay consistent every day with my work and continue to try and build my game and in that way consistency, that over time it'll get better and better. So I think that's been a huge part of my game, just trying to keep doing it each day.
Anything else? Awesome. Thank you guys for